Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Amy Ferreira. I'm Director of Enrollment here at Perkins School for the Blind, and we are thrilled you're able to join us tonight for our March Compass info session. So with me tonight on the call is a fabulous team, and I'm going to go around and let them introduce themselves. We really do look forward to working with you. First up is Leslie Thatcher. Would you like to say hello?
Of course. Hi, all. I'm Leslie Thatcher. I direct the College Success Program, and Compass is a part of the College Success Program. I am delighted to be here today.
Awesome. And Andrea, do you mind saying hello?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Andrea Rutherford. I'm the Associate Director of College Success and one of the Compass coaches, and glad you could all join us this afternoon.
Thank you. And last but not least, my wing woman, Kristen Gerasi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Gerasi. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admissions, and I case manage the Compass program. So it's really exciting to see you all, and hopefully I look forward to working with you.
Great. And just as a reminder, my name is Amy, and I'm Director of Enrollment here at Perkins. So let's get started. We have a really great group of registrants tonight. So I thought it would be nice to sort of break the ice and figure out why you're all here. So for a warm-up, feel free to comment in the chat, or again, come off mute. It's a smaller group. I think we have 8 besides our team here. So we really want to know, where are you from? And what is your role? Are you the parent? Are you the educator? Are you the student? Or are you something really mysterious? Let us know what your role is. And most importantly, what would you like to get out of the session today? So as those answers roll in, forgive the little beeping. I have I couldn't get rid of the ding as people come through the waiting room. So as those answers come in, I will go over the agenda with you. So really, we want to overview the Compass program. What's it all about? And why does it work? We'll define the Compass student, and then what the steps are to apply. Great. So let me open up the chat here. And if you guys don't mind, I'm going to read some of these aloud. So Colorado, hi, Wendy. Wendy's an educator. Hi, Shanti. Oh, I'm glad you could join us, Shanti. Disability and Access Services at Boston University. Fantastic. Lorraine. Naomi's a TVI. Lisa's a TVI from Illinois. Shanti, parent, guardian, Austin, Texas. All right. Lorraine, Associate Director and Assistant Director. Learn more about the program. Perfect. TVI and O&M, possible student. Lima, Peru, welcome. Marcelo is 18, a potential student. Fantastic. So we have a great mix, folks. Wonderful. So it doesn't look like any more comments are coming in. Let's get started. All right, Leslie, over to you.
All right. So let me close the chat. All right. So this is Leslie. And again, I'm the Director of College Success, and I'm a Compass coach as well. So we're going to introduce Compass, and what's important to I'll dive right in. The slide itself gives a brief overview of it, but what I want you to think about is this is a holistic program that is 100% virtual, and it's designed to support your student, your role as a parent, if you're a parent on the call, or your role as an educator, if you're an educator on the call. We look to support all the people who are playing a role in supporting the students' growth towards whatever their transition goal is. In our case, in Compass, it's usually students who are college aspiring is the way we describe it, right? They're in high school and often don't have a full, broad understanding of just what exactly I want to go to college means, what the implications are. And for our students learning with a visual impairment, it's sometimes hard to know exactly how to prepare them for it as well. So Compass is designed to raise the information level for all parts of what we call the learning triad. And we'll go into that in a minute. Compass is designed to use what we call a coaching model, which is one-on-one coaching support conversation, using powerful questions to help the pair, really, but the parent, educator, or student gain additional information about themselves, what their goals need to be, what skill development what skill development needs to happen in order to meet those goals, and to possibly explore other options that they may not know about that may help them meet their goals. It's a proven methodology, it's research driven, and used extensively in college disability resource offices and other settings across education. So it's using a tried and true model. It's very powerful. The coaching is impactful because it occurs over time. Our program runs for 9 months, typically September through May, and each leg of the learning triad receives up to 30 hours of one-on-one coaching over the course of that 9 months. So you can imagine a young person in high school thinking they maybe want to go to college, but not really knowing what that means, having an additional 30 hours of reflection, support, exploration of their role as a student, the role of their disability in their college or career planning, and so on. It's powerful stuff. And for educators and parents who are often isolated or lacking instruction about how do I help the student move forward, we're here to support you in that journey as well. So 30 hours, up to 30 hours for each leg of that adult part of the triad as well. In addition to that impactful work, we run required for the student weekend workshops. Those are 3 hours once a month. So there's 8 workshops total. So we know how any of us might say, oh, I don't want to give up a Saturday, but I am here to tell you, we just had one. They're wicked awesome. I'm not going to lie. They're powerful. We give students and families and educators a chance to meet people with lived experience who've been on a wide range of journeys, who are experiencing the world our children and our students are aspiring to be a part of. And they bring that wisdom, the pro tips that they've gained in their journeys, to help inform our students as they begin to think about, what do I need to do to get to this goal? What does hard work really mean for me? What is it I really like to do? And so on. So we really take advantage of the workshop to really build a sense of community, a sense of connection to the broader blindness education is just blindness world out there, that there's so much out there that our students may not know about and our families don't know about. And by the end of each cohort, so right about this time of year, there is a really strong connection among students, with each other, among the family members who are participating in all of this programming as well. And we begin to get some wonderful momentum going, and students begin to understand what's possible for them, who their supporters are, what their larger community could look like and feel like for them. So the weekend workshops are a big part of this. For students, they're required. For the adults, it's optional, but we have a whole cohort every year that comes to every single one of them. So, and then finally, we really feel it's important to continue that community onward. And so if you're part of our Compass community, you're part of our alumni network. And those include sessions each year that explore careers that our students may be interested in, but don't really know what it means, like psychology or music production. We bring in, again, folks with lived experience to help our students begin to unpack those ideas and how that might relate to them, what the reality of adult life can look like. So our alumni network's robust, and it's also about reinforcing for our students. They have each other to turn to support each other, to problem solve together as they enter adulthood. So that's a big overview about Compass. And I think the next slide, Amy, which one am I on? Is it me or you? Me? Okay. Why does it work? Well, it's research driven. So let's start there. The data is there to show us that coaching as a modality is an impactful modality to move the locus of control into a student and into the adults we work with as well. It engages a lot of innovative theory out there about college and career preparation, so that we're integrating what we know helps increase self-awareness, which leads to increased self-determination and then self-advocacy, which are key skills that students need as they engage in the adult world once a student graduates from high school. We also help educate our students about the legal changes that happen once a student graduates from high school, so that they're empowered with the beginning of knowledge to go seek more knowledge to understand their rights and responsibilities as that legal landscape changes. We also give them authentic feedback about their skills and areas for growth. This is a key part to remember. We know that grade inflation is an ongoing concern in most public schools at this point in time. And those inflated grades misrepresent often the skill development of our students and leads to a misunderstanding of what a student is actually bringing to the demands of college. So we offer authentic feedback in respectful and supportive ways for sure. But that helps students begin to think more critically and with better information about what they need to do to meet their goals. That's all summed up in an action plan that we're just starting to work on with this year's cohort right now that they've gathered a lot of information from 6 workshops and about 2/3 of their coaching hours. So, we've really done a lot of work together. We've grown a lot together, and now they're able to begin to identify, what do I want my social and community life to look like? What kind of academic goals do I have? What new ideas do I have about possible career matches that would be a good match to who I am and what I enjoy doing? So our action plans are really the culminating act, and we then share those with family members and vocational rehabilitation counselors and TDIs and anyone else who will listen, because they're usually wonderful representations of the growth that students go through. So that's the way it works. It's over time, it's research driven, and it's definitely moving control into that student and empowering them to move forward.
Awesome. Thank you, Leslie. I think I take this one. So
Yeah.
as Leslie referred to, it's the model that makes the difference. That's why Compass works, is that we're really working with the students in both their learning and living environments. And there's a clear carryover and expectations and boundaries between those two things. It's how you make effective progress. So just to define that a little further, it starts with the student. They're the driver, right? We had an interview today. We said the student is the driver of this triad. And of course, another leg is a family member. So that could be a parent or other important people in that student's immediate life. We've had aunts, we've had grandmothers. I mean, it's really customizable to the student and their family. And of course, a very meaningful part is that educator, right? Typically, we would like a TBI, but not all students have a TBI assigned to them or strictly assigned to them. So we've had guidance counselors and special ed directors and special ed teachers and things like that. So somebody with the true understanding of that student's learning profile. So that's the triad. On the screen here is a nice little icon. It's a larger triangle broken up into 3 unique kind of smush triangles, one being yellow, the student, the other being green, the TBI, and the last one being blue, the family. So the Compass student, who should apply? This is sort of a tough question, right? Because every student is different, and students on paper are different than students in person or those who are virtual. But what I can assure you is that we look at the whole student. Of course, we're looking for students enrolled in high school, so grades 9 to 12, and those with a visual impairment, any type of visual impairment, new, old, from injury. I mean, we have all different types of diverse visual impairments of students currently enrolled in the program and alumni that have gone through the program. Next is those who are college or career aspiring. And that's going to mean something different for each one of our students, right? And there's many different options out there that could define that in terms of employment, in terms of types of college paths. And part of the program is exploring that. But a student willing to look into post-secondary plans, let's put it that way. Really ready to take the next step, chart the path, increase their independence, and begin to work from there. So, and of course, the willingness to commit to the program. As Leslie mentioned, it's up to 90 hours total. So we are looking for students to commit to themselves, to the program, to their future. They got to have that level of locus of control, that level of grit to really invest in themselves. As we said, this program does work. So that's a kind of a light overview of the ideal Compass student. But again, every student is different. And again, I assure you, my team and I, Kristen and I, we walk you through the process really nicely and really slowly. So Kristen, would you mind going through part 1 and part 2 of how these folks might be able to apply or have their students apply?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So the first step is to apply. We do have the application online, so you can find that on our web. But if if anyone outreaches to me, I'm happy to put that in an email as well. And part of the application, what we do ask for supporting documentation is the full high school transcript, progress reports if you have them. It just helps us learn a little bit more by reading the materials. A graded writing sample. So this could be a paper that's been submitted in a class, something that a teacher has graded already. It just gives us a sense of where they are in their writing classes at the moment. And then, of course, a current IEP, so we can see that the goals that they're working on and just see how we can just learn more about the student. And then any additional information that you want to provide is always helpful. So functional vision, assisted tech assessments, any evaluations you've had, those just give us a nice sense while we're reading and trying to learn more about the student. Shanti's asking about an IEP. That's an individualized educational program. It's a written document. And I know you're from out of the area. I'm happy to talk a little bit more offline about that. And then the process, once we receive the applications, we have interviews with that learning triad. So again, as Amy explained, it's the student, the parent, and the educator. So we do individual interviews, really a meet and greet, in which we first talk about the program, just make sure everyone understands it. Then we discuss the student's profile, because there's so much more to a student than what we get on paper. So we like to really hear from you and just learn as best we can about how we can help, and we take it from there. So we talk about what we can offer the student. We make sure that any questions you have, that we can answer those as best we can. We really, like Amy said, we want to make sure that there's that commitment. So we talk a little bit about that, what those weekend workshops are about. But we really do our best to explain the program and get to know the student. And then from there, we make our decision. We put through the paperwork for enrollment. If it's discussed and maybe it's not the right time for a student, then we'll obviously want to still help, as our mission is to help each student. So we'll supply you with resources as best we can. For funding, we do encourage to really start that process, looking into how it's going to be funded. A lot of students come through with their state funding, and we're happy to explain all that in phone calls, or part of the interview. We'll talk about, these next steps for funding. But we encourage you to start early, so that doesn't become an obstacle. But we supply all the information that's needed.
Great. Thank you, Kristen. And just to piggyback on the funding piece, I mean, we're always encouraging families, whether it's for Compass or on-campus enrollment here or evaluations here, really to engage with your state as soon as possible, as soon as there's the understanding that your child or your student has a visual impairment, because there's so many resources that state agency can also provide in conjunction with the schooling. So don't wait. If you're hoping for your state to help fund your student or your child, don't wait. Call your Commission for the Blind. We're happy to provide programmatic information or anything you might need. We are working with a variety of different states right now in terms of being on their Triad vendor list. It's a labor of love, but we're in it. So anyway, we're happy to support. I should also mention too, for accepted applicants, we do have a small scholarship pool that not necessarily is first come, first serve, but it's really based on cohort and the needs of the student and the age and kind of all those pieces. So that's something that we can definitely discuss through your admission process as well. So I just wanted to mention that.